You're live.
Good day, everyone, and today you're welcome to the Citrus. Sorry for that breaking transmission. And today you're welcome to the Citrus Show and Q&A. Yeah, Citrus Talk Show / Q&A section. And I'm gonna start with the introduction. I am Joket Toluwani Cetro. Eka Sani Benyo. Báwo lẹ ṣe ń ṣe fa o? Yes, so you know that's how we greet on this show. When you're calling in, when you're joining, you tell us where you're joining from. You greet us in your local dialect, as in you tell us this, what I speak, I'm from this, I'm from that, and you tell us what's going on there. So, Mr. Setra, are you ready to say hello to the house?
Hello, everybody. This is Dia Setro, the most handsome Yekebu husband of Ojoke Setro. And you're welcome to the program of today. And last year we brought something to your notice, which was interesting. A lot of you attended, and it was beauty pageant, fashion designers, people that are into the food industries. We sponsored it, and it was interesting, and we really did a lot. Some persons went ahead with awards and all the likes. But this year's own, we plan that is not going to be on the mainland, that is going to be at the beach, that different designers, fashion houses, and the likes of them will come over. But something happened. Uncle coronavirus disrupted the plan. And when Uncle Corona disrupted the plan, what do we have to do? That is why we are coming out with this new program, this new phase, to help develop African youths and fashion designers, craft people that have one craft or the other that needs to be helped in Africa. That is why we are coming out with this plan, because based on government restriction, we cannot be close to each other, like the one we had last year. We recorded over 500 participants and the likes of them, that these people were there. The federal, what is their name again? Nigerian Bank of Industry was there. We have another bank that came in to support us then. So at the end of the day, we thought we would increase the stuff this year. Even proposals have gone out for some banks to come into play, so that we can really support those that are in the fashion and food industry. But because of Uncle Coronavirus, we have to drive ourselves, because it became Corona drive us. So because of that, we have to plan out something that is different, that is strategic, that will still help to transform the life of others. And that is why this year, what we are working on is what we call Africa Youth Development Strategy.
So inclusive in this is our African Designers Forum, ADF, African Designers Forum. So if you're a designer, you're there. If you're watching, please just come on board, tell us your name, tell us where you're calling, where you're joining from. I want to believe one of these days we're going to use Zoom on Sacred Crafts.
You know what?
We're going to use Zoom, so you'll be calling in.
We'll use Zoom so that we'll be able to see each other and we'll be able to have a nice discussion. But for now, just accept us, because on our second channel, we have been overloaded with so many work and the likes. And I hope that you've been following us on our second channel. If you have not, you are missing a lot. So, the first person on board is Madam Victoria Adu. Victoria Adu says, Eka son, Victoria Adu from Ikotun.
Ikotun in Nigeria. You're welcome, Madam Victoria Adu. We are nice. We're happy to have you on board. So nice to have you on board. We are nice. You see this English one time.
It used to hang in my teeth sometimes.
So that's just it. So African Designers Forum. So what are you doing? What are you great at? We've always said it on this channel. We're here to help each other, to learn each other's work, but we do it with a mindset of growing together, not a parasitic mindset, not a mindset of just saying, I want to get at this. We're trying to bridge that real negative competitive spirits in Africa, especially amidst designers. It's not just a one-man show. We always tell of taking lessons from the Red Dragons, that's China, you know the Chinese economy, they train their children with their language, so they are able to mass produce, they join together, they synergize effort. So that's it. We're talking about designers that have this plain mind that you're going to, okay, if I have a supply, I told you the other time I was supplying US.
Sorry, should still continue with that. Then let's welcome Lucy Kweli, Kelway. Lucy from Maryland, USA. Hi there, nice to see you guys. Thank you very much.
We're happy to have you,
Lucy,
Ram.
thanks very much.
Thanks
a lot.
Thank you. Just take a couple of coffees, have your
A
sip.
couple. A cup of coffee. Hey, I caught my wife there. She mothered the English. A couple of coffee.
Oh, my English here.
Of coffee. And you know the funny stuff is that English is not expression. So if I vex now, Mama saw Yoruba, I can't transcribe.
So you tell us your local dialect.
Okay, without wasting time, please. The major focus here is we are just trying to sensitize people in your area. If you know anybody in Africa that is really poor, we really meant what we are talking about. The poor people. When I mean poor, some of my people here say I should not be referring to people as poor, but let me tell you, all these ones that all this big English will not make the real people that are in poverty to understand what you are trying to say. What English they say we should be using?
Less privileged.
The less privileged. Okay, if you know any corrosively less privileged people that can be helped, but they have handwork, you know, they have something that they can do with their hands, they are creative, we are still collating the list. So please kindly inform us, because we are here to help. Some persons are already coming to our aid, help these people. So
and we're talking of young people. It's going to be different faces.
Yes.
This first phase are for real, the real indigents, the real poor children.
Yes.
We've had a case, I just don't want to be sharp
No, we are not.
You are going to see the case. We're going to post it on this channel.
When you see that case, you will cry.
You will cry for what people are going through in Africa. So it's really for the children that are poor. They don't know how to do it, they don't know how to go about it, their parents can help. So we're talking about training them, or those that have a craft already, empowering them. And you know, this the donors,
it's not in fashion, no.
Yes,
it's not just in fashion, in any craft, craft except witchcraft.
In any craft except witchcraft, it's true. So in whatever handwork you can do. So that's just it. That's the promotion of the African economy we're talking about.
Think we have Onyi Alex. He say Ndewo im Onyinye Alex. Ndewo im Onyinye Alex. Please, need sewing machine. Said he doesn't have money for that from Umuahia, Abia State.
Madam Onyi.
I love this. Madam Onyi, Alex, very good to hear you. But this particular help that we are talking of is not, you do not qualify. Let me just be plain with you. You do not qualify for what we are talking about here. We are talking, you are already even married. We are talking of youth, African youth, that are really in chronic situation. They cannot eat. Their parents cannot even feed them. You understand what I'm saying? But they have gifts. Some of them know how to make shoe. Some of them know how to draw. Some of them know how to do different things. Those are the people for now.
But you know what? Next phase,
it's because we have just started. In the next phase, we'll be able to accommodate you.
People like you.
Like you understand?
Yes, because the donors we have right now, they are just yes, and they are testing the waters. You know, people have really tried helping African youths in time past, but what they get is that
and they will just collect the money.
Yes, they will not really do something. And this one, it's not just to help like that. By the time this youth is helped, by the time the youth is empowered and is good in that craft, he or she is going to train 3 other youths. So it's a multiplier effect on the economy, that the economy will grow. So those 3 too, they will train 3. Do you see how it's going?
And imagine if in this place we are not giving you money, it is
machine yes,
that you need,
or
we'll
your
buy
work
the machine for you, and we will monitor you. because you must make profit. You must make profit, and you must train 3 people free.
Yes.
If you now collect
Help.
the help from this place and you fail to make money, because we will go through your account, you must
Yes.
open an account. We are not collecting, nobody is collecting the money from you, but we just want to make sure that your life
You're
has
growing.
improved from where it was before to a standard this thing. We will look at where you were living before. After some time, where are you now living? All those things are the statistics that we use. We will monitor you, that you did not just collect the machine, you go and sell the machine and use it to drink nkpori.
But people,
Because if you fail to train 3 people after we have trained you, after we have empowered you, we will help you, or not you now, we will help the person to go and sit down in prison. Yes, because it's common for Africans. They will just be helped, but they will not want to help. I'm saying that because I've even seen some, let's speak for example fashion. I've seen some tailors. People will come to their shop to come and learn tailoring. They will just be using them as slaves. They will be telling them, oh yeah, iron clothes, iron clothes.
they'll not teach them the
They will
real
not teach
thing.
them this thing. They will be there for 1 year. They've not known anything. Some have not even known how to cut skirts. Some of them is just sewing.
My friend, wait,
they not teach them to cut.
My friend that was a graduate, I think she learned fashion at Abuja for like 3 or 4 years. This my friend, the boss will just, a graduate, for crying out loud, the boss will just be using her, and because she was just so calm, so quiet. I said, for crying out loud, this is what, and there are still some things that they don't really teach them. So this is not so. We are going to make you, whatever craft you're into carpentry, we get the real knowledge out to you, how you can really progress in that thing and come out with creative things that will boost the African economy. And by so doing, by the time you're empowered, you also help others. You're helping others so that people that are even donating, they'll be encouraged to donate more. Because if you just take it, that's what is happening with most grants. And mind you, this is different because by the time we empower you, we're creating international market for you. We're going to have a platform whereby you'll be displaying your words, your goods, your everything, your expertise, and people on the international scene are already waiting for this African youth because they believe we want to grow the African economy. If you're not following us on Sexual's Vlog, you're not doing it best, because so many meetings and so many strategies are going on this African continent right now, and people are really synergizing. So that's why you should just have to, by the time they are helped, people will be there to patronize them from the international market, and you will grow. And by the time you grow, you have to help others. It's a sense of being accountability, transparency, integrity, honesty, and good service culture. These are things that will promote the African economy and we'll be able to grow together. So somebody like Madam Oyi now, in the next phase, we'll be talking of, by the time we have much donors, we'll be talking of buying these machines for you people, and you also do likewise. Do you understand? So I want people like this to comment more. You also do likewise. You also say, whatever you need, although it's not the face now, but if you have your story, if you have a youth story, you can tell us here right now. If you know a youth that is really challenged, that is having challenge, or anybody, it may be a widow,
Yeah.
it may be a widow, somebody that doesn't have husband, that nobody to care for the person. That is what we're talking about. The person has an handwork or is interested in an handwork,
or is someone that have that is physically challenged. Maybe one hand is not there, or this thing, or doesn't have leg, or this thing, or somebody that just have physical challenge and is interested in learning something like shoemaking. Like I've seen people that do not have legs, since they have their hand, they can make shoes and all those stuff, or any other craft that they like. These are the kind of people we want to help and bring out their stories to the world and transform their life. Lobaton. Can you understand what they mean?
So that's it. That's what we're going to do.
So, but for Oyin Alex, what I want you to do, so that we'll have your list, what I want you to do is to go and send us mail on cetrosblog@gmail.com. I'll put the mail here, email address here, so that you send us your full name, you send us your story, so that when we get to the second phase, where we'll now be addressing, by then we'll have machines that want to give out to people like you, That's when we can come to
So,
that. But for now,
so
we are looking for people that are really, really, really hungry. Not like the one that
orphans,
not like the one that your
widows.
government is doing. That they, at the end of the day is one cup that we reach people.
So it's going to be so transparent. You will see and everything, we're all going to see. Nobody's taking anything, helping the poor. So that's it on the show today. We may not be spending too much of time. Mr. Victor Obi is saying
say
hello,
hello,
Central
Central
family.
family.
Hello, Mr. Victor
Oh,
Obi. And don't forget, if you have your fashion question, that's why it's called Cetros Talk Show / Q&A. Cetros Talk Show / Q&A. So if you have any question or whatever is bothering you in fashion, outside fashion, this is the time to ask your question. Please always have it at the back of your mind. This is the time to ask your fashion related questions, non-fashion related questions. That's why we're calling it. If it's just fashion, we just say fashion this, but it's a fashion talk show / Q&A. So it's a talk show. Whatever challenge you have, you can just hear it. We can hear it together, and that's just it. So if we don't have any more questions, because we've got
we've got so
so
many
many
work to do
work to
online
do,
and all
and
the stuff.
any, well, we just this section cannot, it's a lifelong thing. We just have to always come on board. So we want to hear you, we like to hear you. Like we said, we are working on having you being able to call in when we'll be using Zoom right now and not live. So please, let's just have your view, let's have your comments. Maybe you're watching when this is over, you can still send in your comments and whatever you want to say. But we want to really say that we do appreciate all the lovers of the Sectors family. And if you're not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Press the notification bell so that you'll be notified of our latest video. And do like, share, tweet, retweet. I've never even seen people tweeting fashion videos. Oh, so that's just it. So please, and please,